Welcome everybody to the Out of Bounds series, where we take the camera... Wait... That seems familiar. Oh well. Today we will take a closer look at some of the places in Ionios that you normally wouldn't see. Spoiler warning right away, because I will also have a closer look at moments during the end of the game, just so you know. And I want to take the 10 seconds to mention that we have channel memberships now, where you'll receive a spinning Ouroboros ring besides your name, with exclusive emojis, shoutouts at the end of a video, and more things to come in the future. Though at the end of the day it's just an additional thing to support the channel if you enjoy the videos. But other than that, I thank you guys for your continued support. You have my thanks. But yes, Ionios, it is a big world. But first things first, it may be an interesting comparison to the Future Redeemed video that I made, because there are some differences here. Starting from the main menu, Riku still has an emotional meltdown going on inside him, just like in Future Redeemed. Or, wait, is it not the other way? Same goes for Manana. Like I said before, every Noppon has that going on. I'll show you another one later. I'm starting to worrying over Noppons in general. Now for a more interesting one. Remember that Uriah in Future Redeemed was completely modeled, even on the back of him, but that isn't the case for the base game, where most of his back is absent. The Mechono's sword doesn't have any changes at all. But we will have a closer look at it later. If you watch the connection video, boy, you don't want to miss this one out. Not far from the Atia region, we have the Cloud Keep, where we met Nia for the first time. It is indeed a beautiful place, especially from further away. One of the most curious places is probably here. You know, if Poppy is hiding in here from the very start. The answer is... darkness. And even behind the darkness, there is no Poppy to be found. Remember, I had high hopes to find Dromark on top of the building because of the water there? Well, unfortunately, there really isn't much more happening than the water just simply floating around. There's also darkness under this plateau here for whatever reason. But at least we can have a closer look at Dromark hanging outside. I miss him. Then there's also, of course, the beautiful forest region, with these beautiful trees right underneath the Mechono's fallen arm, which you can have a better look from here. There's also the clouds surrounding Origin, and interesting enough, obviously behind the multi-layered clouds you find nothing. But you aren't supposed to see anything in there because these clouds do follow you in any direction, no matter where you're going, and it really does look visually very well made. By the way, I had a blast flying around these areas. That was really fun. And after flying closer to Uriah and noticing how the Titan is a bit more modeled, I noticed, like you'd see them in Magtha Forest. These buildings, they aren't normally underneath of Uriah. If you look at the map, I have no explanation for that, but it is an interesting find, definitely. Before we go into Uriah, I wanted to show you something else really interesting. In the menu, the whole party is standing side by side. Of course, and I could get a really good shot close up of all of them. Even though that's already pretty cool as it is, there are the Ouroboros, which I remember some people wanted to have a closer look at them. And let's start with Noah's one. A closer look at that Origin-looking sphere spinning in the middle. I may add how ridiculously sick they look. I don't think I've really seen it like that before, but the whole Ouroboros is just animated, just flowing, pulsating, whatever. And it looks really cool. Also with these almost Mechon-like lines everywhere. And I didn't even notice that there are Ouroboroses spinning around on them all. That's also where the inspiration came in for the channel membership logos inside your name.
SparksOpus, shut the f-
Mios Ouroboros. Can't just be me who gets some slight Cosmos vibes, no? Also, that back part reminds me of a character from Future Redeemed. With the rings and the fact that they got their powers from... Unis Ouroboros. These massive weapons look like big monados to me, I'm sorry. Look how animated all of it is. I spent way too long having a closer look at all of them. Tyons Ouroboros. Look what I found. You see that? Yes! Other than that, many animations. My man Lance gets so heated he even needs some fans to cool himself down. What a tank. And then there is Senna. Look. Look. Look at these details. Look at these details, man. And now let's have a look at some of the heroes. Melia's wings up close. Melia's weapon up close. Nia's weapon up close. Nia's wife's up close. Mithra. Pyra. Nia is some waifu material herself, that's for sure. But now let's have a look at some husbando material. Oh my god. His core is, by the way, just a 2D image with nothing more to see behind it. Valdi's back thingy is empty, and so is his head. I could go on with every hero, but there isn't anything crazy going on, so I'll leave it at that. Fonza Maima, or what remains of it. I'm sure that many of us wondered how much more there's actually hiding around here. Interesting enough is that when flying up the way where usually the stairway would go up into, behind the massive stone pieces on top is actually a little plateau that has nothing on it or no way out. But here's the thing, when flying through the wall, it kinda starts to make sense. The annihilation event blasted everything away. There is nothing left of the Olethro ruins. Most unfortunate, that's for sure. But hey, at least you've seen it now. When it comes to the building from Fonza Maima, the buildings are half modeled inside. And once again, weirdly enough, one of them has just a bunch of rocks inside it for whatever reason. I don't know why. Sure, nothing overly crazy to show off here, but I wanted you guys to have a quick look anyways. The Pendelos region. An absolutely beautiful area indeed. It has that massive furnace where behind the door there isn't much hiding, but the cannon that blasts at Noah is constantly present here inside the machine. You ever wondered how these guys look underwater? Well, there you go. Haven't seen that before. Wait though, actually no. If you launch them you can see them. From the bottom. Yeah, that makes sense. My script is wrong. Going over to Mac the Forest, I'm sure that you guys are very curious about this one. From behind and inside, these buildings are hollow. Which makes sense. You've seen it quite a few times now, I know. Behind these broken windows are a lot of empty rooms. There's one thing that might surprise you though, because some of these skyscrapers are actually fully modeled inside. You have many levels in here with empty rooms until the very top. Now, question is if the developers intended to let you explore some of these buildings from the inside. You know, for the environmental lore. But I guess we will never know. Nice teeth you have there, my guy. And wow, cute smile too. Ever wondered where the light comes from at this very holy place? It's just a texture on top. You may find interesting to know that daytime turns to nighttime every time you go down the caves for whatever reason. Then there's of course the two furnaces from Ethel and Kamuravi. And as you probably expected, There is no interior. I already expect comments against just saying, SparksOpus, stop showing us so much trash and nothing as I measure my head. Stretching the video like that, disgusting and filthy and... Look, I mean, at least you know it's empty, instead of you wondering if there's anything inside, right? I know I can sleep in peace now, but there are quite a few things I've yet to show you. Next area is the Kevis Castle region. You may be surprised to find out that you really aren't that far away from where More Ardain was supposed to be. Of course, as mentioned before, unfortunately gone due to an annihilation event happening there. And there's also a piece of Leftheria here. Also a close look at the Pharaonis here hanging over the colony from that stone. By the way, since we are rather close to the border, here's the border. Now let's get into the special room at the castle. That being the bedroom of Melia Antiqua. Yes. And I know what you're asking already. And yes, there is a place for the Monado replica, just without the Monado itself. Maybe someone took it? By the way, what's with that bed, Melia? That's either part of the design or holy hell, that is hella dirty. Not a fan of that. Also, these cradles you see at the castle are all empty. No actual humans inside. Sad. When it comes to other places in the castle, sure it's cool and all, but nothing groundbreaking really. Between mechons running around, whatever the hell that is, and big empty space, yeah, this is Kevis Castle. Cadencia region. I want to remind you once again that this game is running on a Nintendo Switch, which is incredible. This ship is empty, by the way, all the time. Even if we are sitting inside it in cutscenes, I'll show you later how they made it happen. I also really enjoyed flying around. Man, flying around to that good music was... I had a blast. You may also remember this place. Interesting enough, underneath this place are actually multiple levels underground which aren't used for anything, but they exist. Who know why they exist? Let's not forget this colony with the saffronia trees around the whole place. And of course I want to show you a nighttime version of this place from multiple angles. Enjoy. Here you have an outside look from the caves that possibly had some relations to Spirit Crucible Alpus. Though, wait, this isn't about 2. My bad. Did I mention that the game is beautiful? And do you know what else is beautiful? Yeah, you are. And of course the Agnes Castle. Look behind every point. Nothing hiding here. But the shots I got from the area are quite beautiful. This place is so massive. There is no other game like Xenoblade Chronicles that gives me just such a sense of... I don't know, it's so hard to explain, but the world being such a small yet massive place, And at the same time, it just... You know, I'm really excited where the journey will take us next. And I'm sure that Monolith Soft is already developing for the next gen. And I know it will be glorious. You know what else is glorious? That we can finally have a closer look at Galahad Fortress from Sword Valley and Xenoblade Chronicles 1. For some reason I got somewhat emotional seeing it up close. Man, what a wild ride it has been. And I mentioned Sword Valley, well guess what? It does actually continue for a bit down. What a lovely callback. And since we are talking about callbacks from the first game, here's the head of the Bionis up close. If you watched this video, I swear you better have played all 3 games. If not, you're missing out big time. By the way, I decided to look at some low poly versions of the map. It may be interesting to you if you watch the Future Redeemed video, because there are quite a few differences. The biggest one, for example, being Gormott, aka Melnath, missing here, and just like everything else around it. It's kind of funny how detailed the water still is. Feels almost out of place in this undetailed part. We are getting closer to the end of the overworld shots. We are definitely not done yet though. The city. The Ouroboros stone is empty. But when it comes to the city itself, there's so much detail everywhere. I tried to look into the cockpit, but was left slightly disappointed. Until I saw these massive exhaust pipes of this whole furnace, I guess. And also, since you're underground hiding, on top isn't much to see. Just a massive 2D texture and water flowing down. I did found a few, I believe, hidden corridors and places you wouldn't normally see, but it's all just, once again, just, yeah, cool, but that's about it really. Is it worth including this and that in the video? Probably not. I have already shown you quite a few things that are probably, I don't know, left you unfazed, but hey, I guess it's my decision, right? I make the video. Alright, here a random Nopon having an emotional meltdown, like all of them really. You can see them hiding behind the face. Mwamba, my beloved. Origin. Here's the most interesting part straight away. The cinema is actually already full. With all of the Mobius already waiting for you. And with full, I mean full. They are sitting everywhere. I was terrified of that image for some reason. There's also this piece on top of the theater. I believe to see something here, but I'm not sure what exactly. Maybe it's just a nice decoration. Behind the cinema you can already see a glimpse of the eerie beauty that is Origin. Going outside, adjusting the field of view. This is kinda trippy, man. By the way, random question, what are those cubes? They look like core crystals from 2, but maybe they store data from the entire world in them? Let me know if you have an idea. Then there are also these abominations, powered by some Mobius energy force. Looks cool. Nice sword. Behind the wall where Melia was hanging are a lot of wires. Maybe collecting her life force or something. Interesting is that even if you wouldn't see it, everywhere where energy is present are these wires. So maybe the ether energy or whatever was sucked out of Melia, who knows. And here Spinny Spins. And the hell is that? I'll show you what that is in the next segment. We will now have a look at some of the cutscenes from a different perspective. I may add, because I know you guys are probably curious, once again some cutscenes are pre-rendered. And boy was that for a good reason, I'm sure of. in a nutshell, it is what you would expect when it comes to the camera work. And just models disappearing, freezing, reappearing. Just stuff you would normally expect. But having a look here, a origin shard up close. And what's that? So many memories spinning and... And goddamn, Noah! Holy hell, nice throw! I know you were powerful, but wow. But where... How did you get that sword? What? Look at that! Noah, my man. Absolute massive respect for that. I love it. It's so cute. By the way, during the cutscenes in Chapter 5, you can actually fly around and look at stuff. The different ambience is definitely pretty cool to look at. But let me ruin your day real quick.
You monster! So weak.
Sure, no problem. And by the way, I watched the whole cutscene. Do you have any idea how much time I spent on watching through all of these cutscenes? What's wrong with me? You wouldn't even see some of these shots, where, for example, everyone is discussing things and Noah's just sitting there, looking like that. Seeing him like that kind of breaks my heart all over again, man. People be like, I can fix her. Boy, you might as well try to fix your own life first. But continuing, the eclipse is just a black 2D image with a nice visual effect shining down. The robot has no face at all. And so has X. Why would you want to fix her? I mean, sure, she deserved better, but my lord, no way in hell. Look at these NPCs just standing there doing absolutely nothing, just looking at that. Feels just like in real life. I'm gonna put some tear in your eye.
Mio! Mio!
Harry McIntyre, man. What an absolute legend. Still absolutely got robbed for not getting at least nominated for the best voice actor in the last year. There was even another spot left. I think only 5 got nominated, right? Why didn't they get the 6th one in? I think that's not fair. YouTube, that's just a video game. There's nothing happening here, see, you know? Just a sentient sword swinging at nothing. And this person right here, which is just young Noah. And these 2D memories. Something that I didn't expect to see being happening in real time is this scene with past Noah and... Oh wait. Man, I hope I didn't spoil anything in this episode for future redeemed. Ooh. If you wonder where they are, it's just a box that's supposed to be in the old city. I guess. There's actually stuff laying here in the back for some reason. This baby has no legs. Hell yeah, even Noah's flabbergasted. The moment self-consciousness kicks in, and Noah became N. Noah, you good? Wait, that's a dumb question, I'm sorry. The forest you're seeing here is also in the middle of nowhere. Remember me talking about them not being in the boat? Well, here's how they managed this. Another box, and well-placed camera angles. They pretty much stay at the same spot for most time, and the visual effects do the rest. I also found this plate floating around for some reason. And here it is. Origin. I talked about the face in the connection video, which is mentioned in the info box if you're curious. I think it's especially interesting to look at it from a developer's perspective, because holy moly, man, Monolith Soft delivers, and they know their stuff. Remember that massive tube in Origin? It appears the moment the party enters it, with the turbines appearing and then breaking. And here you have a look at the final boss stage. I absolutely love the design of Unleashed Origin. Does it even have a name? Remember the ending of 1? Visually, it kinda reminds me of that. If you wouldn't include the bitrate killer right here. Did you know that Melia and Nia are constantly present in the back here? Zed is, by the way, also waiting for his demise. Looking funny. And that was it. Like what you see? Did I miss something? Please let me know. And I say goodbye for now. There is still one more video coming for the content-filled week, but it won't really include me in the present, so yeah. I will be gone for a bit. Taking a little break. I talked about it some more in the previous community post if you're curious. Yeah, thank you guys helping me making a dream come true here. The channel just keeps on growing and it's still unbelievable to me. I'm really proud of that. Yeah. But I don't know what else to say. I don't want to make it also sound slimy or anything like that. So yeah, for now, I wish you... Yes, I wish you an absolutely fantastic rest of your day, week, month, wherever you are, whoever you are. Thank you for being here. Alright, I'm gone. Bye guys, see you guys later.